KWWL.com.
New details here tonight, live at 10 o'clock on a Friday. A man accused of murder, burglary, and arson returns to court in eastern Iowa today.
Timothy Evans is facing charges in the case. He is accused of breaking into a Cedar Rapids garage and then assaulting and murdering 38-year-old Gina Frederiksen before lighting that garage on fire back in April.
A surveillance camera from a different home in that neighborhood allegedly showed Evans trying to break into a garage on that property at about the same time of the death of Ms. Frederiksen. With that in mind, let's go live right now to KWWL's Ashley Neighbor. She was at that hearing today.
And Ashley now joins us live from outside the Linn County Courthouse in Cedar Rapids with a report on what exactly happened in court today. Ashley.
Well, Abby, that hearing today was to determine whether or not that trial would be moved out of the county due to pretrial publicity, as well as whether or not the alleged murder and burglary charges would be combined into one trial. Here's what they decided. Timothy Evans returned to court today after his counsel requested his trial be moved out of Linn County due to pretrial publicity. The defense arguing Evans would not have a fair trial as jury members would come into the trial knowing information that would not be allowed in court.
The fact that Mr. Evans was released from jail, the prior convictions, being a suspect in the 2017 houseboat fire, mentioned that DNA matched the cigarette butt there.
Evans' defense pointing out that media coverage of the allegations framed Evans as a, quote, career criminal, and the fact that Evans had been linked to several other crimes could make jury members prejudice in the case.
The jury, if they have that information, is, well, there may have been a screw-off, for lack of a better term, previously, and then he was let out of jail, so we need to make amends. And they may take into that account and make it an emotional case as opposed to just weighing the evidence on the facts.
The judge ultimately deciding that wasn't enough to move the trial.
I do believe that a fair and impartial jury can be selected from Linn County. It may be necessary that counsel send out questionnaires to the jurors.
The state then asking the judge to combine the trials of the charges of murder, theft, and arson with the burglary charges that allegedly occurred on the same morning in April. The judge deciding those cases need to be tried separately. Evans will now stand two separate trials here in Linn County. The first of those is set to begin in October. Live in Cedar Rapids, Ashley Neighbor, News 7 KWWL.
Ashley, thank you very much. Now, the judge did request that the jury pool for this case be larger than usual and also ordered that they take a pretrial questionnaire to ensure that none of them have any